Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Today I have an update for you guys involving the case of the content creator Miss Black Titanic versus Maurice Scott from Love and Marriage Huntsville, as well as OWN Network. So last update was regarding the case, and we know Miss Black Titanic and her attorneys submitted to the court 4 amended complaints against OWN because OWN was dismissed several times from the case, and they kept filing amended complaints trying to get OWN back on the case. The last time, which was the 4th amended complaint, was dismissed with prejudice. Therefore, the only way to try to get OWN back on this case with Maurice, they would have had to submit a appeal, which they stated they were going to do. So we're going to get into it. The documents are on the screen. We can see up there this was electronically filed on 9/3/2025, and it reads Helen Griffin's Notice of Appeal. And it says, to the Alabama Supreme Court of the 7/25/25 order granting Oprah Winfrey Network LLC's motion to dismiss and request for stay pending appeal comes now in the above styled matter. Helen Griffin's appellate/cross plaintiff through the undersigned counsel and submits a timely notice of appeal against Oprah Winfrey Network LLC appellee/cross defendant, and as follows. Number 1, see the attached 7/25/25 order granting the dismissal of Oprah Winfrey's Network LLC, also referred to as OWN, and Griffin's 4th amended cross complaint notice of appeal, case action summary, reporter's transcripts order, and docketing statement to the Alabama Supreme Court. Number 2, Appellant Griffin also requests that this matter is stayed while on appeal before the Alabama Supreme Court, and while the matter is pending the issuance of a writ of mandamus, and it has the court filing number from the Alabama Supreme Court. Wherefore, the above premises considered, Griffin files a notice of appeal and requests for stay and all other relief deemed appropriate or necessary. Then we have the certificate of service saying that I, Karen Humphrey, certify that on this 3rd day of September 2025, a copy of the above notice of appeal was submitted and served electronically by Alicourt upon OWN, the appellee, clerk of the Madison County Circuit Court, and to other parties not on appeal, to include Maurice J. Scott Sr., and by prepaid first class U.S. mail to S. McNeil. Okay, so then we go down and they have submitted a copy of that order that was issued back in July, releasing and dismissing OWN from this case. And we're just going to reread that order. And it says, order. This cause came before the court on July 23rd, 2025 for a hearing on the motion to dismiss Helen Griffin's 4th amended cross claim with prejudice filed by Oprah Winfrey Network, LLC. On May 12, 2025, the response thereto filed by Helen Griffin on May 18, 2025, and the reply in support of the motion to dismiss filed by Oprah Winfrey Network, LLC, on May 22nd, 2025. Both parties were present and duly represented by counsel of record. Following argument by counsel and review of all relevant and applicable law, it is ordered, adjudged, and decreed that Oprah Winfrey Network, LLC's motion to dismiss all 23 claims of the 4th amended cross claim of Helen Griffin with prejudice is hereby granted. And it says done this 25th day of July 2025. And we see at the bottom of this document, it has the circuit judge name, Karen K. Hall. You guys keep that in mind for later in this video. So we're going to keep it moving, and you guys can see the documents. Y'all can pause and read them, but it's not much. It's really repetitive information on these next few documents, which is just the notice of appeal, the security for cost, and then we get to the docketing statement in the bottom two paragraphs. That's where we're going to resume. So we're going to take a second and read what they are stating is the issue and what they are stating is fact in this appeal. And it reads, briefly summarize the issues on the appeal. It says Oprah Winfrey Network, LLC, the appellee, is a necessary and indispensable party in this action and the employer of the counter defendant. When this action was commenced in defense of the intellectual property and property rights of Oprah Winfrey Network, LLC's television show, Love and Marriage Huntsville, Oprah Winfrey Network, LLC became an indispensable party. The case was commenced by the employee slash attorney slash cast member of the Oprah Winfrey Network, LLC's television show. A counter complaint was filed against the employee slash attorney slash cast member, and a cross complaint was filed against Oprah Winfrey Network, LLC. Oprah Winfrey Network, LLC is inseparable with its employee slash attorney slash cast member acting on behalf of Oprah Winfrey Network, LLC. Its employee slash attorney slash cast member committed fraud to unlawfully take private data from Griffin, to harass Griffin, and to intimidate Griffin, who is a viewer of the Love and Marriage Huntsville show. Appellee's employee slash attorney slash cast member contracted away all rights to sue anyone as a result of his performance on the Love and Marriage Huntsville show, and contracted away his right to his character, image, personality, and identity on the television show. In addition to the data stolen from Griffin, a viewer, the employee slash attorney slash cast member of Oprah Winfrey Network, LLC, threatened harm to Griffin if she did not apologize publicly about her remarks about the footage from the television show, and after another cast member on the show threatened to kill Griffin. Griffin's counter complaint against the employee slash attorney slash cast member survived a 12B6 motion, but the court later dismissed the near identical cross complaint against Oprah Winfrey Network in error using an incorrect standard of review. Now let's read what they believe to be the facts in the case. It says, without argument, briefly summarize the facts to inform the court of the nature of the case. A defamation action was filed against Griffin, appellate, by the employee slash attorney slash cast member of Oprah Winfrey Network, LLC, in defense of footage and property of the Oprah Winfrey Network, LLC's Love and Marriage Huntsville television show. Griffin, appellant, filed a counter complaint against the employee attorney's cast member of Oprah Winfrey Network, LLC, and a cross complaint against Oprah Winfrey Network, LLC, appellee. The employee slash attorney slash cast member filed an answer forming gross admission that he is a representative of the Oprah Winfrey Network, LLC, and acting on its behalf when committing data theft against Griffin. The Rule 12B6 motion against Griffin's cross complaint filed, and the court denied litigation privilege for the employee slash attorney slash cast member's conduct. The court dismissed a near identical cross complaint against Oprah Winfrey Network, LLC, without grounds or Rule 12B6 standards, even after the burden had shifted. Affiliates of the Oprah Winfrey Network video hijacked the courtroom on July 23, 2025, and doxed the judge and attorney at the hearing. A petition for writ of mandamus and a demand for recusal was filed. Instead, the court dismissed the Oprah Winfrey Network, LLC, on July 25th, 2025. And so that document was submitted by Miss Black Titanic's attorney, Karen Humphreys. So I do have some thoughts in my own commentary on what was submitted in this docketing statement in those two paragraphs that we just went over. And I want to get into it and talk about it. So I want to first let you guys know that all of the commentary that I am about to give you is in my very own opinion, okay? This is not to be taken as fact. These are my opinions based off what I just read. Let's get into it. I want to first off and say that, This case has been going on for over a year and a half. And Miss Black Titanic and her attorneys have had 4 chances to get brought back in on the case. I don't know what exactly they're expecting from this appeal, but in my opinion, it will not have a different outcome than the other 4 amendments they filed to bring back on the case. The issues stated and the facts stated in this docketing statement were a little misleading in my opinion. So when they named Maurice, they're saying he is an employee slash attorney slash cast member of the Oprah Winfrey Network LLCs. What's misleading to me about that was the attorney. We know Maurice is in fact an attorney, but he's not OWN's attorney. So when you call him an employee and a cast member of a television show that's on OWN, okay, but then why put attorney in there? What that? Because it makes it seem like they're saying that he is OWN's attorney, and as far as I know, that's incorrect. And then they said that some affiliates of the Oprah Winfrey Network video hijacked the courtroom on July 23rd, 2025. And so I can only believe that that is in reference to some of the YouTube content creators that went to the courthouse that day and sat inside the courtroom. They supposedly took pictures or video in the courtroom. As far as I know, this was a public hearing. They were allowed inside the courtroom, and they said they doxed the judge. How can someone that's sitting in court dox the judge when the judge's name has been on documents for over a year? So, if this was submitted by Miss Black Titanic attorney, which it says it was, I don't know what, her client has been expressing to her. I don't know why the attorney is not validating this information before submitting this stuff on court documents, but it's kind of weird to me that this type of stuff is making it into the official court documents. You are really saying in these documents that the courtroom was video hijacked and the judge was doxxed, even though this case has been going on for over a year and a half, and we have been reading these court documents here on YouTube, and the judge's name has always been published on these orders. In my opinion, it seems a little unprofessional to allow your clients personal feelings towards people, especially making statements that cannot be proven. She's calling these people affiliates of OWN Network. How do you know these content creators on YouTube are affiliated with OWN? Where's the proof of that? And what else is ironic is that when they first brought this case to YouTube and said that Maurice was going to be trying to sue content creators and stuff, they said that he was going to be trying to go after different content creators and drag them all into this lawsuit. But we haven't seen Maurice do that as of yet. But this last statement is trying to drag some CCs into this case. You're calling them affiliates of OWN Network when you know they are content creators on YouTube covering the case. You're saying they doxed the judge when you know the judge's name has been on documents. And you're saying that you asked the judge to recuse themselves all because some people came to a public court hearing and took some video. So yeah, I don't know, you guys. I like to see the attorney for Miss Black Titanic. I like to, see where exactly her head is at in this case, because saying that someone video hijacked the courtroom and doxed the judge is a wild accusation. Bringing your personal feelings about some people that you don't know and don't have anything to do with this specific case into your argument seems a little more than unprofessional. I don't know what y'all think. Again, these are just my opinions from the information I'm reading and how I'm understanding it. You guys, let me know what y'all think about all this down below in the comments. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're going to probably have to talk about this in live, and I'll see you guys in the next one.